Good morning, students. Today we will start chapter 2 of Commerce, Principles of Management. Management is an activity which is carried out since centuries. During the rule of Chandragupta Maurya and Chhatrapati Shivaji in India, one can see proper use of management in policy of war strategy respectively. Various management gurus from Frederick Taylor to Henry Fayol, Gilbert, Max Weber, Chester Brenner, Peter F. Drucker and C.K. Prahalad played an important role in rendering various principles to make it as per era. Harold Kuntz has hailed the ideology of management as jungle. Principles of management. Meaning, principle of management plays important role of a guide for the manager. In fact, the principles of the management are not the rules, it is only the sum and substance of the assumptions, traditions and experience. In business units, some rules, principles might be formed in relation to the human behavior, so the achievement of goal becomes easy. These principles are called as the principles of the management. Concept. Management is a combination of an art and science. As a science, it is natural to have principles in it. But in management, it is not rigid as the pure science, but they are flexible. The reason is the principle of management has a direct relationship with human behavior. Therefore, we can change as per our requirement and we can add also new principles. Human behavior and the technology are some of the factors which can change periodically. Thus, the change takes place in the principles of management to cope up with the new change. The principle of management, the capability of employee could be increased through various encouragement. For example, to consider a service here or to make a decision about promotion or to get promotion by considering his capability in other units, whichever consideration we want to take, we can take up as per this rule. It is very important to understand the difference between principle of management and techniques of management. Methods or techniques are set of steps taken to achieve the target, while the principles are the guidelines for the decision which have been taken during implementation of the techniques. Nature. Principles of management are not rigid but practical conclusion. These principles are the guidelines to perform a task. As per the expert's opinion, mostly these principles are truth but are not absolute truth. As per above discussion regarding the principles of management, we can conclude following points. First, universal acceptance. Principle of management can be applied to most of the business unit where there is the need of a human collective effort. However, implement of all principles may change as per the type, form, activity and size of the business unit. If it is a single man handling the business, still we need less of management. But if more number of people are. Second, flexible. Principle of management are not rigid conclusion, but it is a flexible. As per the situation, when a manager requires, there is a scope for flexibility. If we want to increase his unit, if we want to bring some changes in the management, or if you want to bring up certain new additional unit, in any of the cases, he can do the required change. So there is a flexibility. Third, general guidelines. Principles of management are the result of experience gained by the different experts in different situations. The principle of management could not be strictly applied for each unit, but can get desired result by accepting the principles as only guidelines and by using it in a favorable situation. Fourth, based on human behavior. As human is the center of the management, the principle of management seem to have a big effect on human behavior. You cannot apply the other companies or business rules and regulation or principle of management in your company or in your firm because the human behavior may be different. And so principle of management has a direct relationship with the human behavior, and as the human behavior is a psychological phenomena, it is necessary to consider while implementing principle of management. Fifth, contingency. Contingency is one of the elements to apply the principle of management. Achievement of goal can be made easier by a unit with taking required decision through usage of these principles in certain unavoidable situations, such as to pay appropriate and reasonable wage to the employees. This criteria of being fair and reasonable depends upon the concept regarding necessity and contingency of an affecting factors. So these were the points regarding the nature of the principles of management. Thank you, students.